Hello everyone, welcome back to Believers IAS Academy. This is topic of the day, and today's topic is a very interesting topic, that is National Sports Governance Bill 2025. A very good news for sports fans in India. Sports fans in India. So we all know the issues that are being faced in the sports industry in India. The issues range from the scams in the national sporting federations, famously in the recent years. Example of wrestling board, where Indian wrestlers were complaining about sexual harassment about a particular individual who was heading the sports federation of wrestling, and also issue with All India Football Federation, where All India Football Federation was banned by FIFA because there was an undue influence of the third party, that is the Supreme Court here. As a result, the Indian football Gokulam Kerala and an Indian football team was not able to participate in the Asian Championship despite being qualified. So the impact of AFF was felt on the Gokulam Kerala women football team, and issues with respect to cheatings or bribery, issues with respect to cheating, bribery, etc. in the sports federations. The very famous example in the recent year was with respect to, there was a consultancy company which was based in Bombay or Mumbai. What was this role of Mumbai, the consultancy company here based here? The aim was to find important or very promising athletes in football, and send them to Bundesliga. What is this Bundesliga? Bundesliga is the national football league of Germany. The Bundesliga has collaborated with a particular agency in Mumbai that you have to find talent from India and send them to Bundesliga. And if you find the talents and if they pass a particular test, that is the Bundesliga, will be sponsoring all the money, to these athletes so that they can go to Germany and train there for 6 months and then come back to India. However, what happened here is this Mumbai-based consultancy started demanding money from the people, the money from these athletes, money from their parents, and if they are not able to pay the money, they started sending the students or started sending the athletes who were able to pay the money. And finally, one of the parent complained to the Bundesliga authority. What happened here is the German National Football League cancelled the sponsorship with them, and they said we cannot continue collaboration with India because there is an excessive corruption here. So, but one good thing here is the Bundesliga directly sponsored all the athletes who qualified in this exam, and they were sent to the Germany directly from Bundesliga. So this is how there is rampant corruption in sports, be it at the federation level, be it at the local level. And also the ill treatment, that is ill treatment of the athletes. These national sports federations are more often than not are not led by the athletes, rather they are led by politicians, which is very weird, seeing that a sports federation should be led by a eminent sports person. That is how it is going to improve sports in India. Instead, there is a different issue that politicians are leading the national sports federation. So like this, there are various issues. Another issues that you can point here is the negligence, of the sports in India apart from cricket. In India, cricket dominates every field. As a result, all the other sports that are subjugated to cricket, such as football, athletics, badminton, volleyball, etc., the performance of India in the major events or the major sports around the world is very, very ignorable or very negligible. Take for example the last year's Olympics, which happened in USA. In that Olympics, like, India was able to achieve less than 10 medals, with only one silver medal from Neeraj Chopra. Okay, Neeraj Singh. So that is what it is not acceptable for a country of 1.4 billion compared to China. Who will be always around the range of 100 medals. And also compared with respect to Korea or South Korea, which is a smaller country compared to India, they are also amounting for at least 40 medals in every Olympics. That is what is missing in India. So there is a over dependence or over demand of the cricket. As a result, all of the rest of the sports are being neglected in India. So these things have to be addressed, and there was a need for bringing a particular regulation that is going to govern not just one aspect of the sport but all aspects of sport. So now this national sports governance bill is said to be a solution for all the issues that the sport is facing in India. So we will see what are the provisions and what is its significance. First, it is in news because the union government is set to table National Sports Governance Bill 2025 in the Parliament during the Monsoon Session, aiming to reform India's sports governance system and bring in transparency, athlete-centric policies, and regulatory oversight, including for the BCCI. Next, the key provisions of the bill. Here it aims to establish National Sports Board. This National Sports Board will be an oversight body over all the national sports federation. That is, there are different sports federation for cricket, that is BCCI. That is different sports federation for football, that is All India Football Federation. There is different sports federation for wrestling, that is All India Wrestling Federation. So all these federations will now have a watchdog or a oversight dog, that is National Sports Board. Next is the powers of National Sports Board include granting or suspending recognition to NSFs, ensuring athlete welfare and good governance practices, overseeing NSF elections. This is where there was an issue with respect to All India Football Federation elections. As a result, All India Football Federation was banned by FIFA. Acts as a watchdog and a policy facilitator. A very good move. Next, formation of National Sports Tribunal, which will be headed by a Supreme Court judge. It handles disputes related to NSF elections and administration, selection processes, and appeals only to Supreme Court. Any appeal that are lying from the National Sports Tribunal will have to go to Supreme Court only. Exclusions, the provisions or the powers which are excluded from the National Sports Tribunal are disputes under Olympic, Asian, or Commonwealth Games jurisdiction. Anti-doping, this doping remains under NADA, that is National Anti-Drug Authority, and Anti-Doping Authority, and International Federation matters. This will be taken care by another matter. However, anything related to national issues will be taken care by NSF, except doping. Next, a very important provision, that is the inclusion of BCCI. That is, the BCCI to be officially recognized under the sports governance framework. It is now subject to RT Act provisions, National Sports Tribunal for disputes, and despite the resistance due to its financial autonomy, BCCI will now require government recognition. Prior to this, BCCI was an autonomy body, and now it will remain the autonomous body, but however it does require a recognition from the government, which it didn't need previously. Now BCCI has been brought under this. Next, athlete-centric reforms, a very important aspect, that is athlete representation in sports governance, transparency in selection and dispute resolution of the sports athletes, protection from doping and unethical practices, and finally it aligns age and tenure limits with International Olympic Committee standards, that is age limit raised from 70 to 75. A very good move, because I believe any sports authority or anything related to sports has to be led by a sports person, because he is the one who has gone through all the struggles, he is the one who understands the dynamics of a particular sports. So it should be led by a sports person. Next, the rationale behind this bill. The rationale is that over 300 legal cases involving national sports federations are clogging the sports administration system. Governance issues directly affect the athlete morale, selection, and performance. With India aspiring to host the 2036 Olympics, and now T20 being the part of 2028 Olympics, institutional transparency, international credibility are very urgent, so that we do not repeat humiliations similar to the Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth Games. What was supposed to be a matter of pride for India, what was supposed to be a matter of pride for India, it turned into a matter of shame due to the rampant corruption, and the substandard facilities provided to athletes. As a result, we have to learn lessons from this Commonwealth Games, and we have to learn lessons from the case of Suresh Kalmadi, who was the organizer of this Commonwealth Game and who resulted in a scam of more than 1,000 crores. So that has to be avoided. It should not be repeated, because the Olympics is an event which is at least 10 times bigger than the Commonwealth Games, which involves all the countries around the world. So all the eyes will be on India if India wants to host Olympics, and it should maintain the credibility. How does it maintain credibility? By hosting it properly. For hosting it properly, there needs to be transparency, there needs to be no more corruption. Next, the ethical analysis of the sports. What is governance, justice, and responsibility of sports? Justice and fairness. Athletes often face unjust exclusions, delayed selections, and bias due to opaque administration. Ensuring timely and transparent resolution of disputes upholds procedural justice. Inclusion of financially dominant BCCI ensures equality before the law. And also, this governance bill focuses on accountability and transparency. Bringing BCCI under RTI increases institutional transparency. Public scrutiny is essential in organizations handling national interest and public sentiment. Empowerment of stakeholders. Recognizing athletes as stakeholders in the governance upholds the Kantian ethical principles of treating individuals as ends themselves and not merely means, and not just means to sporting success. What is the Kantian deontology? In ethics, there is a term called as deontology, and there is teleology. This deontology is propounded by Immanuel Kant. According to deontology, whenever there is a work that has to be done, there are means and ends. According to this deontology theory, it is not just the end that has to be good, it is also the means that has to be good. So if you want to achieve a particular goal, though the goal is good, though the end is good in nature, or though the end is ethical in nature, the means should also be ethical. If the means are not ethical, if the means are extradictory in nature, if the means are malefic in nature, then the whole action is considered as unethical. Whereas in teleology, it focuses on the ends. Teleo means ends, that is, ends has to be right. If the ends is right, the action is considered as ethical, irrespective of the means. Okay, irrespective of the means. I will give an example here. There was 1942 Quit India movement in India. During the Quit India movement in India, during this time, there are two streams in India which wanted to gain independence from India. One was Gandhian, another was led by mainly Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose wanted to take the help of Nazi Germany. Wanted to take the help of Nazi Germany to achieve independence. So for him, the Nazi Germany was the means to achieve a greater end, that was independence. So for him, the means didn't matter. What mattered him most was the end, that is independence. This is right according to S.C. Bose, according to teleology. However, Gandhiji was against this idea. He said that during this time, England or the UK was going through World War II, Second World War, and they were fighting against a larger enemy, according to Gandhiji, that is Nazi Germany. So he was against the support of Nazi Germany. He wanted to achieve independence through non-violence or supporting British during this period of harsh times. So this is a deontology. However, later Gandhiji abandoned this and he declare quit India. That is later. That is another issue. But this is an example of teleology and deontology. So this ethical governance bill is considering athletes as ends in themselves. Their welfare is the paramount. They are not just the means, they are also ends in themselves. Okay, next, the rule of law. Creating National Sports Tribunal ensures legal consistency and credibility in dispute resolution, replacing ad hoc judicial interventions with a dedicated sports legal system so that there are less clogging in the judiciary. 5 is it upholds or it is up to the global standards and ethical competition. Aligning governance norms with international federations like IOC, FIFA enhances India's credibility. Ethical competition must be reinforced through anti-doping, athlete rights, and fair play norms. Okay. So this is the discussion for the day. A very important and interesting topic where I have covered all the important points. So I know this is not a UPSC for her, but there can be certain chances that UPSC might ask these kind of questions. So just have an idea about issues with respect to Indian sports, and also have an idea about what is this National Sports Governance Bill. You can use it in your mains as a photo material. So if you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel, and also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.